Hey there, Woodland Yogis. Welcome to today's discussion. I really hope I'm finding you in good spirits and you're having a great day and you're ready to take in some new information, learn, or be reminded of something that you already knew about yoga. So, today we're going to talk about some more of the subtle aspects of the practice. We learn so much about the poses, and you can do the poses all day long, but without the true intention, without the focus, without the breath connection, you're just doing some stretches. But once you really tune in to the focus, intention, breath aspects of the class, you will deep dive into your yoga practice and receive a much deeper and more positive outcome from your practice and let it become a lifestyle for you. So today we're going to talk about the Drishti and Ujjayi breath. Focus, breath connection. These are two subtle things you can do that really deepen the class itself, and really you can take it with you anywhere. Even when you're not practicing yoga, these are things that you can think about and do with intention and create a better experience for yourself. So first we're going to talk about the Drishti. Drishti means focal point. When we're doing, a lot of times we'll talk about this when we're doing like tree pose or a balancing pose. I'll tell people to create a Drishti. You look ahead, find something and like a target, stare at a very centered point on the thing that you have found outside of yourself. So like, for instance, outside, I would look at a tree. Maybe I'd find something special about the tree, where a piece of where a little knob is or something like that, really pointed, and focus on that. And my eyes stare at that one specific point and try not to take off of that target like focus. When you do this, it helps the mind to focus better on breath, because now your eyes aren't looking around. When you look around, your brain is constantly coming up with what's going on around you. That leaf is falling, there's a squirrel, there's a tree branch breaking off, there's a pine cone. Distraction after distraction after distraction. And distraction is kind of the opposite of what you want to do in your yoga practice. You want to become what's known as one-mindedness or single-mindedness on breath. And this tool is one of those things that can help you have a better connection to that breath-mindedness. When we focus on breath, we become more in tune with our body, with our life force that's happening. And through that, you're able to open up and relax and deeply connect. And through that, the practice itself, the yoga poses, they become a whole different ball game. It really deepens the whole session. And you can take this with you anywhere. When Drishti, you find your focus point. It's something that you can do when you're having to, say, balance or do something with your body that you need to be focused. It's something you can do. And then of course in the practice itself, there's many different forms, like such as if you're reaching up skyward, you can look up at your thumbs, create the Drishti with them, and now you have a focus point for your eyes. You're already looking that way. When you're sitting in meditation, you can either look softly ahead, or some people like to try to look at the tip of their nose. And as you do this, your eyes become focused until now your mind can think a little bit more clearly on what you're actually trying to do, which is meditate. That is the Drishti. And Ujjayi breath is a specific breathing technique that helps you really connect to the physicality of breathing. First, before we get into the Ujjayi, I'd like for you to just take your hands on your ears and breathe. When you do this, the sound of your breath becomes louder and you can just hear your breath. It's the physicality of breath that you're hearing, that inhale and exhale sound. In Ujjayi breath, we actually enunciate the sound of breath. You can do this by thinking about sucking through a straw. close your mouth. The breath is going to come out in and out through the nose. And you know that sucking of the straw, it kind of like opens your throat. Well, when you breathe in with that same intention, it kind of makes a kind of a sound. It enunciates the sound of your breath. So try it with me. That part of the breathing technique helps to create the sound of breath so that you can better focus to it. The next part. Now, in regular class, I usually will talk about balloon breath, where we fill up belly, chest, throat. On the inhale, full like a balloon, and out through the throat, chest, belly, all the breath out. It's a very simple guideline to help people in class to create fullness of breath, because shallow breathing is a number one cause of a lot of issues that we have internally, including feeling more stressed out, feeling tired, fatigued, and just in general, less wellness. Full breathing, you are giving yourself the power of breath. You're allowing yourself to take in the fullness of the breath of life into your body for its benefit. So that's why we do that in class. Ujjayi breath is one step beyond that. It's even more concentrated and focused. Instead of just filling up the whole body with breath, we think specifically lungs to diaphragm area. In this, you create a core in your low belly, so you have that engagement, and then we have that sound that we create with the Ujjayi breathing. And then when you fill it up from the diaphragm all the way to the top of the lungs. And this is creating a fullness of breath in an isolated way with the sound. All together, you're creating what's known as Ujjayi breath, also known as ocean breath, because you know the sound. And another name for it is breath of victory. And it is a very powerful way to breathe. I want you to try it with me for 3 and just feeling the benefits. I'm telling you, if you practice this way, just to sit here and try without doing any yoga at all, you will feel a very powerful feeling from breath. It makes me feel tingly all inside. Underfoot, I feel connected below into earth, and all around me with the breath flowing and me taking it in this conscious, pinpointed effort. It really connects you deeply, deeply to breath, which is what the more subtle aspect of yoga is about, is that breath connection, connecting to your own life and the life all around you. And just feeling that connection is such an amazing experience. And through that, you'll have a more pointed practice. So engaging the low belly, good posture, open spaciousness, enunciated inhales and exhales, and we're going to fill up the diaphragm. Feeling the energy of breath. And what lies in that energy is the limitless nature of breath. And this is a very subtle aspect of yoga, but it is also the whole point of the thing. That we have a full connection into our own body. We come into a natural alignment with ourselves, which creates and causes wellness. So when you have this focus, you'll begin to feel connection to the breath of life. You'll feel its benefits happening to your body. And through that, you'll have a way deeper experience. You hardly even think of the poses anymore. You start looking at them as these simple little challenges, sometimes not so simple, but these challenges for you to connect to breath, for you to be in the here and now, for you to take in life force and feel it pervade through your full body and give you wellness. Just breathing breath and connecting in that way creates the wellness. It's an interesting thing because we think, and we're so trained that, lifting this amount of weights, running this much of cardio, doing this much of a splits is the answer to wellness, when really it's just being connected to that natural self, the one that resides, the viewer watching out. Look within and find that spaciousness. And I guarantee you will begin to feel a deeper connection to your yoga practice. And I hope that you take it as a lifestyle. And yoga for life, seriously, it is an amazing way to stay naturally fit, feel healthy, taking in that life force, connecting to it. You know, you have all these different parts in your body that just run on autopilot. And when you look to them and say, wow, I'm so grateful that my heart pumps. I don't ask it to. I don't have to remind it. It pumps for me. All of this is through that breath of life, because of that breath of life, that gift that keeps giving. And when you connect to it, you'll find yourself realizing and opening up to these more subtle aspects of your yoga practice. So I hope you take this with you today, and definitely try these little pointed parts, that one-mindedness, Drishti, eye gaze, and the Ujjayi breath. Try it in your practice, and just, I'd love to hear what it does for you if you don't already practice in this way. And if you do, see if you can do it more often, more poses, more moments, even in between, even in the meditation, even in the savasana. You'll start to find yourself really deepening your practice. Wellness for life through yoga. Okay? Thank you all. And our next session is going to be about the poses. We're going to move into that. I know a lot of you do this specifically for the physical nature of the practice, but the reason you're drawn to it is these more subtle aspects. So I'm here to help provide you with a little bit of both worlds. Let's pull it all together and have a real full solid practice that we can take with us anywhere we go. You don't need a mat. You don't even need anything but your own body and that connection to breath. So take these little subtle aspects with you, and may it be of benefit. I will talk to you all very soon. Namaste.